Hey parents, welcome to part 3 in the series, Why Are My Kids So Frustrating? The short answer, control. You have it and they want it. This week, we are talking about interfering elementary schoolers. You know the ones that I mean. They want to be where the adults are all the time. They want to have an opinion on every grown-up conversation. They don't understand why you're annoyed, and they act like wounded birds when you shoo them out of the room. Sound familiar? The good news is that while they are in fact annoying, they're not actually trying to be. Behavior is communication, and their behavior is communicating that they're trying to figure out where they fit in the family. They're not little kids anymore, but they're also not old enough to have any real legitimate power and control over their own lives, so they're trying to grasp it wherever they can. They're also probably seeking connection, especially in a family where all of the adults are working or where there's more than one child. They might be feeling a little lost in the shuffle and not certain how to express that. So what can you do about it? Start by talking, and more importantly, by listening. Choose a time that is completely unrelated to their behavior. Trying to talk to them right after you've scolded them is probably not going to put them in a very receptive mood. But pick a time when you can be really focused on the conversation. Maybe take them out for ice cream or have a special snack that's prepared for them and you together. Just the grown-ups, none of the other kids around. And then start by saying something like, "We've noticed that you really want to be involved in the household decisions lately. Have you noticed that too?" And see what they say. Ask them if they've noticed other people's responses to them inserting themselves in conversations without an invitation. Ask them if those responses feel good for them. Ultimately, you want to do 2 things. The first is you want to brainstorm with them ways that they actually can be more involved in the household. Maybe that's through decision-making on division of chores or meal planning or family fun. The other thing you want to do is set really clear boundaries on where they are welcome to be involved and where they need to back off. Kids this age are developmentally very egocentric, which means they're not thinking about how it feels to be the other person in this conversation. They're only thinking about their good idea, what they can bring to the table, their value, showing you that they're big. So doing some perspective taking is really going to help them understand that while they might want to jump in with their big ideas, the person on the other side of the table does not appreciate it. This is not a one and done conversation, but approaching it this way is going to be much more effective for long-term solutions than simply scolding when they step across some arbitrary line decided by the adults. Next week, we are going to have our final installment of the series by talking about adolescence. Stay tuned.